Alright, now I'm making a snack plate for my son, and this might be weird to people because, like a lot of stuff, I only put very little of, like, one item, and that's because since he has, like, food aversions, like, you know, I don't want to overwhelm him, but we are supposed to introduce him to new foods. So sometimes for lunch, I just make him snack plates because it's a good way to, like, introduce him to new things, and if he doesn't touch it, that's fine, like, it's whatever, it's not a big deal. But for instance, this is just one slice of Farmhouse Reserve cheese by Cabot, just one slice, and I'll just break it up, and that'll literally be like a little section. I know it seems little, but you know, if he even touched it, that's like a big deal. So he does not really like, it's not that he doesn't like grapes, he's never really like tried them or had the courage to try them, I guess. I don't know if that's a good way to put it, probably not. But so I'm just gonna put 3 grapes next to that. Now this is actually a preferred food. He loves these crackers. They have to be these crackers. It used to be he would eat the square ones by like Austin House or something, but then they like changed their packaging, and that was a no-no. They changed their packaging. He didn't like that. He won't eat those no more, so now he eats these ones. And anytime I tell people he eats peanut butter crackers, they're like, make them at home, it's so much healthier. No, he won't eat that. He won't eat that. Like, you don't understand. They can detect, like, even the smallest difference. Like, listen, you don't understand. Unless you deal with it. Okay. So there's that. Hold on. Alright, now these are those Clio bars I told you about. These are the vanilla ones, so I'm hoping since, whoops, it came apart. Since, it has chocolate over it, maybe he'll try it. It's Greek yogurt inside. I don't know. You never know. You never know. And then this is another preferred snack of his at Scooby Snacks. Actually, he just started eating these. He didn't for a while. So I'm just gonna give him a few of those. Alright, we're having dinner soon, so that's why it's kind of like light. I don't want him to eat, like, he won't eat all this, by the way. Like, this is like, he will probably eat the crackers. He might maybe eat some cheese, maybe, and he'll eat his Scooby Snacks, and I'm hoping he'll eat some of the Greek yogurt thing. You never know. So I know there's people out there who are going to be like, oh my god, that's not healthy. Like, they're going to find any reason to say anything. If your kid, like, really struggles with eating basic foods, like, you know, you just are happy they're eating, you know, and that's that. He is under the supervision of, you know, specialists in this area. We do a lot of food chaining. That's why we are introducing him to new foods, but we don't pressure him that much. If he doesn't want it, whatever, it's not a big deal. Alright, you guys, so I was really shocked by the response from my last video talking about my son's food aversions. It was very positive mostly, and you know, a lot of other people are struggling with it, or their kids are, and so people asked me to do more videos on it. I'm always apprehensive because typically if, you know, you're a parent of a kid with a food aversion, or I'm assuming if you have a food aversion yourself, it's viewed as just being spoiled and wanting people to cater to you, and it's like, I don't even want to listen to that, so I usually don't talk about it. But for lunch today, I'm making my son, this is one of his preferred foods, which, lucky for me, it's $1. Actually less than that in most places. Today I'm not doing like a lunch where I'm food chaining because with dinner, I know he's not probably really gonna like a lot of those things, because I'm having like, we're making like buffalo chicken spread on like French bread with these like pierogi things. So I'll give him some of that to try and a preferred food. But I also wanted to show you, like, I'm very lucky because my husband, he's actually been taking care of my son's food journal during the food chaining, and I really like food chaining because I feel like you still maintain trust, because it's not like I'm making my son, you know, eat things he doesn't like or that he has a aversion to. I'm not making him touch them. I'm not making him do those things. It's at his own pace, and it's, you know, I just think it's more appropriate. Anyways, but yeah, so every day my husband fills a page out, and he does like the breakfast, the snack, the lunch, the snack again, and then the dinner. And he lists like new foods he tried. Like this day he tried pesto pizza, I remember that, which is amazing. It's amazing he ate a pizza that didn't have like the exact type of cheese on it, because he likes cheese to look like this even on delivery pizza, but he ate one with like the circle mozzarella, so that was really cool. Let's see what else he tried new. Let me see, let me pause this while I look. this was another thing, which I know most people are going to be like, oh my god, that's so unhealthy. My kid usually only eats like McDonald's Happy Meals in terms of fast food, and he ate a Wendy's Kids meal, which like that actually is huge because it's different textures, it's different taste, and different packaging. So that was also a huge win. There's a lot of wins in here. We've been keeping it for a while, not like super long, but since we went to his new doctor. So yeah, I'll keep continuing our journey, like continue sharing our journey with you, and thank you. Alright you guys, so I'm going to be making a snack plate for my son, and if you watch my other videos, my son, he's autistic. He has some sensory issues that translate into food aversions. So we're doing this thing called food chaining, which I like because it's very like subtle differences. For instance, this is a mozzarella stick. Now, he eats regular cheese sticks, and he loves, like, you know, breaded things like chicken nuggets, so that's a good way to introduce, like, a new food. A mozzarella stick, I only give one because I don't want to, like, overwhelm him. They say not to do that. So that's the first thing. And I got a pudding, but I also wanted to mention, like, somebody made a comment on a video where I was feeding my chickens, and they're like, oh, you feed your chickens better than you feed your son. You don't understand food aversions. Like, I could literally cook all day. I could cook like a 10-course meal and he would touch none of it. That's the whole point in doing this, to introduce him to new foods, to get him more nutrition, you know, or foods with more nutritional value. So we have mozzarella stick, we have a pudding. I'll be right back. I have a very small piece of watermelon, and like I said, it's a new food. Don't want to overwhelm him. And now I've added a banana, and I know a lot of you are going to be like, you know, oh, you should cut it up, blah, blah, blah. I know my kid, and he likes to dissect fruit so much that we have to be careful, because it's hard to keep fruit in the house, because if he gets his hands on it, he is going to demolish it. So he'd rather it be like this, so he can pick at it more, and even if he plays with it, even if he touches it, that's good. So yeah, that's why I did 2 fruits, because he likes to play with fruit, so I know it's not going to be like as intimidating or whatever. So hold on. Now I'm just putting 3 peanut butter crackers. I don't want it to touch the, you know what, I'm putting that there so these don't touch the watermelon. Okay. And like this time I will wait to upload the video till I know what he ate. But no, like I said, I'm not gonna videotape my kid eating or anything like that. I don't like that. I think that, you know, boundaries are important, and, you know, my kid deserves his privacy, so I'll update you, but that's all you get. Alright, you guys, so it was a win because he ate some of his peanut butter crackers, but he also ate a mozzarella stick, which I think this is his first time eating a mozzarella stick. I don't remember ever giving him a mozzarella stick, so that's really awesome. He ate his pudding, obviously. I knew he'd do that. He didn't eat the fruit. That's okay. So I had a lot of people say like, oh, well, you should give him less of his preferred food and more of like foods that, you know, he hasn't had or has an aversion to. The reason I don't do that is because if my son only eats his preferred food, at least he has something in him, you know what I mean? Like, that's important to me too, you know, so no, I'm not gonna do that. Have a nice day. Alright, you guys, so I'm going to be doing, like, you know, an example of food chaining again, and you might hear my son screaming in the background because he's having a rough day. So he's whining a lot, so just disregard. But anyways, so basically, like I said in the other video, food chaining, at least how we do it is, my son, he has a lot of food aversions, and so instead of like tricking him or forcing him to eat stuff he doesn't want, we gradually introduce like things that are a lot like his preferred foods, and hopefully he eats them. And he's actually been doing really well. This morning he asked me for bacon. He didn't used to eat bacon, but I gave him a half a piece like maybe last week, and since then he's been asking for bacon, so like that's a huge improvement. So these are Dino Nuggets, obviously, and they have like, they're not plant-based, they're chicken, but they have like vegetables in them, I guess. Not like in them, but you know what I mean. Like it says, where is it? A 4th cup of veggies per serving. So that'd be good if he would eat these. He has branched out from just eating McDonald's nuggets to now he eats Wendy's nuggets, and I know you're like, that is not healthy. Well, that is the point in this, to get him more nutritious options in him, to broaden his horizon. So, and also you can heat these in the microwave, which I love. So, let's see what they look like. Oh, that is a sad looking dinosaur, but still, maybe he'll like them. These don't look like dinosaurs. That's not a dinosaur. That that's not a that looks like a belt buckle or something. That is not a dinosaur. Sorry, Pretty, but that is not a dinosaur. So I have 4 there. I'm gonna go heat them up. Alright, you guys, the nuggets are done, and I'm just wiping out. You know how when you microwave stuff, it gets wet? I hate that, so I would imagine he would hate that too. So I have a little dish, and I'm gonna put some ketchup in it, because he eats plain ketchup, like, straight out the packets. So I wonder if he'd eat it if it was, like, in a dish separate. Then I have some Farmhouse Reserve cheese, which this is a little bit more than I gave last time, because I think he ate some of it. It was hard to tell, but I think he liked it and ate some of it. So, and my mom says he eats it sometimes. So we're gonna put that there. I'm gonna put an apple. No, I'm not gonna cut it up, because my son loves, like, you know, whole fruit like this. He loves examining it, like dissecting it. So, you know, why cut it up and ruin the appeal? I'm just gonna leave it. I know a lot of people think that this is spoiling my kid and everything, and all I will say is you don't understand food aversions. It is not just my son saying, you know, I don't want to eat that, and being, like, you know, kind of bratty. It's completely different, so I would suggest you do research and really just kind of familiarize yourself with it before you talk. Hi, so I'm so sorry. I forgot to add a little, like, you know, section about how he did with eating everything. And so for those who are, like, who haven't seen the last video, my son has food aversion, so we're doing food chaining, which is when we introduce, like, foods that are similar to his preferred foods, but not, like, you know, identical, and you kind of keep going up and up until it, you know, broadens their horizons. They eat more nutritious things. So this time I gave him Dinosaur chicken nuggets, which for me he's never ate. I don't know if he ever ate them for his dad or anything, but for me he's never ate Dino chicken nuggets. And they also had like a 1/4 of vegetables in each serving, which was good. And then I also gave him ketchup and some pieces of cheese, which I gave him a little bit more cheese than I did last time. And an apple. So he literally ate everything except the apple. He ate all the Dino Nuggets. He loved them, which I'm very impressed. I really didn't think he'd eat those, especially like in the microwave. I was like, oh, he's not going to eat these. And then he ate all the ketchup. Like, literally, he ate this plain by itself, but whatever works. He ate all the cheese. That was the one that shocked me the most, because last time it seemed like he only ate maybe like a half a piece of it, but he ate like 3 full pieces of cheese. Maybe 2 3/4, because I think I found a tiny piece on the floor. But he didn't eat the apple, but that's okay. So yeah, I'd say this was very successful. I'm excited to write it in his food journal and to update his, you know, swallowing specialist, speech therapist, and everything next time we see them. So yeah, I would say this is a great victory. I mean, he kind of ate really 3 new things, because, you know, the Dino Nuggets, he had never had those before. The ketchup he had only eaten out of packets. Like, he would eat ketchup packets constantly, and this is like out of a bowl, so that's different. It might not be different to a lot of kids. They might not care. But when a kid has like sensory issues or food aversions, like, that's a big deal. You know, and he also ate the cheese, which I guess he does eat it sometimes. I mean, I haven't seen him eat a lot, but I guess he does. So to me, it was a victory. I'm really glad that he did, you know, really well, and thank you for asking, and I'll try to include it in the next video. Sometimes I forget, because it's like I gotta wait till he's done and then include it, so I forgot. Hi, so this is a good question. First, I should say, me personally, even if my son was just a picky eater, I would not, you know, force him to eat anything anyways, because I don't see how there's any benefit, and I don't really think there's a point. But there is a difference. So there's all types of reasons why people have food aversions. My son specifically, it's his sensory motor system. That is also why he has a swallowing disorder. He's had like esophageal biopsies and stuff to find out why he aspirates, chokes, whatever. And they literally got it down to just, it's a symptom of his autism, you know, and his sensory motor system, you know, as a result. So basically, like, when someone has a food aversion, and this is for adults too, not just children, the effects of forcing them to eat a food they don't like, it's much more detrimental. Not just physically, because, I mean, they can actually get sick and have physical reactions, but also because, like, it can be traumatizing towards them. Like, it's been shown that it can be extremely distressing to the point where they won't eat hardly anything at all. And that's really, in my opinion, I guess, that part's not an opinion, that's fact. But I mean, like, I guess that's why I would say it's different from picky eating. I feel like if someone was just a picky eater, they might not want something just because they don't feel like they're in the mood for it and they just don't want it. And, you know, that's common in kids. But with food aversions, I mean, they can have like physical ramifications, like emotional ramifications. And, you know, it can really end up being really unhealthy. And that is why we don't like, you know, force him to eat like foods he's not comfortable with. You know, we introduce it slowly. The food chaining we do is very mild. It's like, okay, you like, you know, McDonald's chicken nuggets, so here's a different type, and if you don't want to eat it, that's fine. And we always offer him like a preferred food so he never goes hungry. But that is why we don't just force him to eat foods that, like, you know, he has an aversion to, because the negative effects definitely outweigh any type of like satisfaction we'd get from him eating a food he has an aversion to, which I don't really know why anyone would want their kid to eat something that would cause them emotional distress. I don't know. See, even if my kid was like a picky eater and didn't have food aversions, I still wouldn't force them to eat food they didn't want to eat. There's always another way around it. There's always a way to make accommodations. You know, I wouldn't, you know, force my kid to do something just so people think he's not, you know, spoiled and stuff like that. So, I don't know. That's just our story and my 2 cents. Hi, so for those who are new, my son, as I've spoken about, has some food aversions. His are related to sensory stuff related to his autism, but, you know, it varies from kid to kid, adult to adult even. And so what I have here are foods that he used to eat. They still are his safe foods, but he's branched out. He's stimming in the background. So these basically are like the only foods that I could get him to eat, minus McDonald's chicken nuggets. This is it. We have this pizza. I used to buy like literally 10 of these a week. And then his favorite Pop-Tarts, and then peanut butter crackers and pasta. He will only eat thin spaghetti pasta, would I should say. But I wanted to show you now that we've started food chaining, and I want to be clear when I say food chaining, like we're not forcing him to eat foods he doesn't want to eat. Like it's literally, we're just like introducing new foods that are similar to his safe foods. If he doesn't want to eat them, that's fine. He can always have a safe food available. You know, we don't force them to do anything. For those who think that this is just, you know, a form of being spoiled, you really do not understand food aversions at all, and I suggest you really read up on them to educate yourself. But yeah, let me show you how much he has expanded in just a small amount of time we've been doing this, which is like, what, maybe 3 weeks, maybe? Give or take. Alright, I literally can't even fit it in the frame, but this is only in 3 weeks, so he eats chickpea pizza now, which is, you know, healthier. He eats these nuggets, which have, what is it, a fourth a cup of veggies in every serving, so that's awesome. He likes Impossible nuggets, which are plant-based nuggets, and for those who are going to have a cow, no, I'm not making my kid go vegan, oh my god. So he went from just eating these Pop-Tarts, he'll eat brown sugar. What are these ones? Oh, he picked out chocolate fudge, and then he also will eat strawberry Pop-Tarts now. And it doesn't, I know a lot of you are probably like, well, that's not that much healthier. It really, I mean, part of this is to make sure he eats more nutritious stuff, but another part is just like, even branching out, even if it's not super healthy, like even if he goes from cookies and cream to like a fudge Pop-Tart, that's still like he's broadening his horizons, and that means that he's gonna probably make progress elsewhere, and he has. This isn't all he ate. I believe he ate like cheese sticks or something, but I don't have any left, so I can't show you. But that is pretty good to go from, you know, what we had to all that, and to eat plant-based stuff and stuff with veggies in it. Never thought I'd see the day. So I just want to give you guys an update on that, because I haven't really been able to update you lately with everything going on, but I mean, this is really, it's going really well. So thanks for following our journey, and keep hope. So people like you sometimes see my kid's situation. My kid is autistic. He has severe sensory issues and food aversions, and I get a kick out of it because people like you see my, you know, kids like my kid, and you're like, oh, he's so spoiled. And to me, you're so spoiled. You're so fucking spoiled. You honest to God are. If all throughout your life you have never, you know, even known someone or loved somebody who had like, you know, an issue like that, because you clearly don't know what it is from your comments, but if you've never like experienced those issues yourself or seen someone you love go through them, then you're fucking spoiled. You have not experienced life at all. My kid is gonna do just fine in life, because even if I allow him to once in a while have his safe foods, I still introduce him to new foods. We do food chaining, you know. He has me to guide him. But you've been so, I don't know, living under a rock, I guess, like so closed in, that you haven't had the experience of, like, you know, seeing other, you know, things people struggle with, and in your mind you just can't even comprehend it. So I'm not quite sure how you're gonna make it in the real world. My kid's gonna do just fine, but not sure about you. All right, you guys, so we're doing some food chaining, and for those who don't know, food chaining is basically like, you know, if a kid has a food aversion or whatever, and some people are against it, which I kind of understand if you're very extreme about it, you know what I mean? I can see why it would be scary. We're very subtle, like it's just a way to introduce new foods and still allow him to have his safe foods. He's rough today. You can probably hear him in the background. Okay, all right, so, anyways, so we have these nuggets. So this is a good example. Hi. This is a good example of food chaining. So he used to only eat McDonald's nuggets, as you saw in my video when everyone went apeshit. You know what I mean? No, I had a lot of supporters. But these are not only Purdue nuggets, because he went from eating just McDonald's, then to frozen, or no, then to another fast food place. I think it was Wendy's, then to frozen ones. And now he'll eat refrigerated ones, and these ones have cheese in them too, and he'll eat them. So that's a huge accomplishment. And he'll eat them with the, you know, the ketchup on them. I know he'll eat cookies. He likes cookies. And this is just a fruit cup. I don't think he'll eat that, but it's just he's it's introducing him to it. Even if he just touched a piece of it or whatever, it's fine, you know. Small steps, it's not a big deal. But yeah, he's always offered a safe food. Like right now, I know he will eat these nuggets because he's been eating them. So that's a safe food. Cookies are safer, okay? So yeah, as you can hear, it's wild in here today. It's been a little rough, but I wanted to do this video with you just to kind of share with you. I made him a deal. We'll get pizza tonight if he wants it. So yeah, hope you're all having a good day.